Welcome to Whispers and Confessions. There might be a twist waiting, so please make sure to watch until the end. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Let's begin right away.
Her skin was soft and warm, sending shivers with every touch. She wrapped her arms around my neck and whispered, "Feel me, Joseph." Her breath grazed my ear as my hands traced her curves. Her breasts fit perfectly in my hands, and her gentle moans carried through. We melted into each other, reigniting a passion I'd long forgotten. Her scent was unlike Natalie's, and that novelty ignited a spark in me. It's already been 6 months since we left the busy chaos of the city and moved to a quiet rural village. My wife, Natalie, left behind the glamorous life of New York, dreaming of a peaceful daily routine, but reality didn't live up to her hopes. Trapped in the monotony of the same daily routine, she grew bored, and her face grew gloomy, as if the weight of monotony drained her usual spark. Joseph, secured a stable job at the local bank, but my relationship with Natalie drifted further apart. 5 years into our marriage, we still had no children, and lately, our conversations had dwindled. At night, we often turned our backs to each other and fell asleep. Listening to her breathing, I would vaguely remember the passionate moments of our past, but those felt like distant memories now. The bank branch manager pulled me aside. He flashed a playful smile. "Joseph, I need your help. The local mom's tennis club asked me to handle their accounting, but I'm swamped. Could you go in my place?" The sudden request caught me off guard, since I hadn't expected to mix work with play, but since it was work-related, I had no good reason to say no. "All right, John. I'll take care of it," I replied with a smile. Truth be told, I had been quite the tennis player in college, so I was confident about anything related to the sport. The thought of swinging a racket again sparked a wave of nostalgia, reminding me of college days spent dominating the court. On the appointed day, I drove to the tennis courts on the outskirts of the village. FN, an old wooden sign read Green Hill Tennis Club. The courts were surrounded by endless cornfields and rolling green hills, creating a peaceful, scenic view with the faint hum of tractors in the distance. When I arrived, a few women were holding rackets, chatting, and laughing. Their cheerful laughter filled the air. Feeling a touch uneasy, I greeted them and said, "Hello, I'm Joseph. I'm here from the bank to help with the accounting." At my words, the women all turned to look at me. Ranging from their early 30s to mid-40s, they were dressed in stylish tennis outfits. Their white skirts and polo shirts revealed toned figures, and they glowed like models in a magazine, their diverse features vibrant under the sun. One woman stepped forward with a smile. "Hi, Joseph. I'm Emma, the club's president. Nice to meet you." Her long blonde hair was tied back in a ponytail, and her sharp features exuded confidence. But there was a brief, sharp glint in her blue eyes. Momentarily unnerved by her commanding presence, I nodded politely. "Nice to meet you too, Emma. I'm looking forward to working with you." Emma led me to the clubhouse, explaining the setup. All our members are married women who live in this village. We meet a couple of times a week to play tennis. There are no male members, and even our coach is a woman. Her tone was gentle, but it felt like she was probing my reaction with a subtle smirk. I nodded, taking in the surroundings. Sure enough, the courts were filled with women, their cheerful laughter filling the courts. "No male members? That's unique," I said with a chuckle. Emma's eyes sparkled as she replied, "Exactly, Joseph. That's why your visit feels quite a rare event. Usually, the bank just sends us paperwork." Her words made me tense up for a moment. Looking around, I realized I was indeed the only man there. I could feel the women's gazes subtly focusing on me, and I smiled awkwardly while wiping my sweat. Inside the clubhouse, the other members gathered and began introducing themselves. "I'm Catherine. I'm Olivia. I'm Jessica. I'm Sophia." They were all married women, many with children, who came here to enjoy their free time after dropping their kids off at school. Their smiles were warm, but there was a spark of curiosity, their eyes lingering a moment too long. After finishing the accounting work, Emma made an out-of-the-blue invitation. Joseph, since you're here, how about joining us for a game of tennis? We can lend you a racket. Her eyes sparkled playfully. I hesitated briefly, but figured it wouldn't hurt to swing a racket again after so long. All right, Emma. It's been a while, so go easy on me, I said with a laugh. She clapped her hands, delighted. No worries, we're all friendly here. Luckily, I was dressed in athletic clothes, so I could head straight to the court. As the game began, the atmosphere shifted subtly. At first, the women tossed the ball around, their laughter mixing with the thwack of rackets, but they soon became more animated. Emma, in particular, approached me often, touching my shoulder or arm while correcting my form. Joseph, try it like this for a better swing, she said. Her touch was soft but intentional, and I felt my pulse quicken for a moment. Something feels off, I thought, but I brushed it aside, focusing on the rhythm of the game. During a break, the vibe grew even stranger. Back in the clubhouse, the women edged closer than necessary, their smiles teasing. Sophia, a young mother, leaned forward slightly, offering me a water bottle. Joseph, try this. It's my special sports drink. Her tank top slipped just enough to catch my eye, and I quickly averted my eyes. Thanks, Sophia, I said politely, taking a sip. To my surprise, it hit me with a strong whiskey taste. Is this alcohol? I asked, startled. Sophia giggled, exchanging glances with the others. Emma, with a relaxed smile, spoke up. Joseph, to be honest, tennis is just a front for our real purpose here. She held a glass of wine and leaned back on the sofa. We come here to escape our family lives and feel free. At home, we're good wives and perfect mothers. But here, we can be the selves we hide at home. The other women nodded in agreement. I set my glass down and asked, so, the tennis club, it's just a pretext? Sophia answered with a playful smile. Not entirely. We do play tennis. But more than that, we enjoy our little secret parties. Her gaze was bold, and I felt sweat bead on the back of my neck. As the alcohol flowed, the conversation grew more candid. They talked about the stresses of parenting, frustrations with their husbands, and even dissatisfaction in the bedroom. Honestly, we're all a bit frustrated, Olivia said sharply, her brown eyes locking onto mine. Our husbands are either too busy, uninterested, or just plain boring. The other women nodded in agreement. Emma slid closer, placing a hand on my shoulder and whispering, What about you, Joseph? How are things with Natalie? Her question pierced me, stirring memories of Natalie's fading warmth. I fiddled nervously with my glass, unable to respond immediately. Well, images of my strained relationship with Natalie flashed through my mind. I couldn't even recall the last time we'd had a passionate night together. Emma, sensing my hesitation, grinned slyly. I thought so. That's why we have a proposition for you, Joseph. A proposition? I raised an eyebrow. She took a sip of wine and spoke slowly. A partner swap. You'd be with us, and in return, Natalie could be free to spend time with our husbands. I felt like time stopped, my breath catching in my throat. You're joking, right, Emma? Natalie would never agree to that. My voice shook, but Emma replied calmly. I'm not joking, Joseph. In fact, some couples in our group are already doing this. And for many, it's improved their marriages. Her eyes were serious, and the other women nodded with unwavering conviction. I could hardly believe it, but their conviction was undeniable. Just think about it, Emma said softly, gently squeezing my hand. Her gentle touch shook my confidence. The idea that this could somehow revive my relationship with Natalie was a flimsy excuse. Truthfully, I was drawn to these captivating women. A week later, when I returned to the club for more accounting work, I had made up my mind, driven by a mix of curiosity and longing. I couldn't tell Natalie, but I chose to accept their offer. After finishing my bank duties, I stopped by the club, where tennis was in full swing. Emma spotted me and approached with a warm and almost too inviting smile. Joseph, you came back. Her smile was warm and almost too inviting. How about another game today? Sounds good, Emma. I'll try to play better this time, I teased, heading to the court. But the atmosphere was different from before. The women's gazes felt bolder, their eyes lingering with intent, especially Emma and Sophia, who stayed closer than necessary. When Sophia bent to pick up a ball, she deliberately brushed past me and whispered, "You're looking sharp today, Joseph." Her breath tickled my ear, and I felt a surge of heat. After practice, a small gathering continued in the clubhouse. The other members left early, leaving just Emma, Sophia, and Olivia, who joined later. Emma's expression turned serious as she spoke. "Joseph, we have a bold proposition for you." "Bold proposition?" I tilted my head. Sophia jumped in, her cheeks tinged red with a mix of nerves and excitement, but her confident look unwavering. "The three of us are having issues with our husbands, especially in the bedroom. We'd like you to help us out." Emma continued, "And we can help Natalie too. Our husbands are quite charming." She gave a playful smile, watching my reaction. My heart thudded as I asked, "You really want that?" "Yes, Joseph. We're serious," Olivia said firmly. "You don't have to decide now, but we'll show you what we truly want." Emma stood, drew the curtains, and dimmed the lights. Sophia and Olivia moved closer, surrounding me. Emma began unbuttoning my shirt, her touch gentle but confident. I steadied my breathing and met her gaze. In that moment, pent-up desires, long buried under routine, broke free. That weekend, I lied to Natalie. "There's an urgent work issue. I need to step out for a bit." She nodded without suspicion, but guilt weighed on me, knowing I was betraying Natalie's trust. My destination was Emma's house. Her husband was away on a business trip, and her kids were with their grandparents, leaving us all to ourselves, the house quiet except for soft music playing. When she opened the door, Emma stood in an elegant black dress, exuding a seductive charm unlike her usual sporty look. "I'm so glad you came, Joseph," she said with a smile, inviting me inside. A table held wine and simple appetizers. To ease my nerves, Emma poured wine and began talking. "Let me tell you more about our group. It started as a regular tennis club, but we all shared similar struggles: parenting, husband's indifference, feeling like we were losing our allure as women. Then Olivia, her husband, and my husband accidentally started something." She confided with a knowing smile the group's secrets. At first, there was jealousy, but it became a fresh excitement, a thrill we found in secret rendezvous. For many, it even improved their marriages. I sipped my wine and asked, "So, are you happier now?" Emma smiled. "Yes, Joseph. Don't you want to feel that spark from your youth again?" Her words hit home. As the wine loosened my nerves, I felt increasingly drawn to her. Her slender neck, framed by the soft glow of candlelight, and the figure highlighted by her dress captivated me. When the conversation quieted, Emma stood and sat beside me. "Shall we start?" She looked into my eyes and kissed me. Her lips were sweet and warm, a sensation unlike Natalie's gentle familiarity. Guilt surged, but my hidden urges came rushing out. We moved to the bedroom. As her dress slipped to the floor, her body shone like a sculpture, her curves catching the light. Her skin was soft and warm, sending shivers with every touch. She wrapped her arms around my neck and whispered, "Feel me, Joseph." Her breath grazed my ear as my hands traced her curves. Her breasts fit perfectly in my hands, and her gentle moans carried through. We melted into each other, reigniting a passion I'd long forgotten. Her scent was unlike Natalie's, and that novelty ignited a spark in me. Afterward, Emma rested her head on my chest and murmured, "Next is Sophia. She really likes you." Her words jerked me back to reality, reminding me of Natalie waiting at home. This wasn't just an affair, it was the start of a deeper entanglement. In the weeks that followed, I became involved with Sophia and Olivia as well. Sophia was young and passionate. Our time together was like a whirlwind, her energy untamed and infectious. She laughed as she tugged off my shirt. "Ready, Joseph?" Her touch was bold, and in bed, she was free and unrestrained. Her sweat-slicked skin and fierce movements set every nerve alight. Sex with her was primal, and I was utterly consumed by her passion. Olivia, on the other hand, was gentle and soulful, her warmth drawing me in. She embraced me, whispering, "I love your eyes, Joseph." Our time felt deeper than just physical. Her gentle touch and deep kisses swept me into a haze of connection. But behind every moment, guilt about Natalie nagged at me. Then, they suggested the next move. "Joseph, it's time to include Natalie. A full partner swap will make everyone happy," Emma said earnestly. I was torn, haunted by thoughts of Natalie's reaction. How do I even bring this up? She'd never understand, I protested. Sophia laughed. "Don't worry. We were all hesitant at first, but everyone comes around with a little nudge." One day, out of the blue, Natalie said she wanted to start playing tennis. "Joseph, that tennis club you go to, I want to check it out." Her sudden interest caught me off guard, my mind racing with possibilities. "Why all of a sudden? Feeling like exercising?" I asked. She smiled faintly. "Yeah, I want to stay active and make friends here. Since you go there, it feels like a safe place to start." Her words stopped me cold. Had she noticed something? I'd never told her I played tennis at the club, only that I handled accounting for bank business. The next day, I nervously told Emma about it, and her response shocked me. "Oh, Joseph, Natalie? I orchestrated that." "What?" I asked, stunned. She replied casually, "Don't be mad. It's how we do things. We approach one spouse first and naturally lure them into our clever trap. That's how we started with you." Her words floored me. I had indeed been lured into their clever trap. The following day, Natalie went to the tennis club with my introduction. I stayed nearby, claiming I had accounting work, and waited anxiously, imagining what conversations she might be having and what plans Emma and the others were hatching. My chest tightened with anxiety. An hour later, Natalie came to the accounting office. "Joseph, it's such a fun place. Everyone's so nice." Her bright smile hit me with guilt, knowing I was keeping secrets from her, but also relief. She seemed unaware. On the drive home, she chattered with newfound energy. "I'm starting tennis next week. Emma's going to teach me personally." Her words made my stomach knot, fearing Natalie might uncover the truth. They were carrying out their plan perfectly. Over the next 2 weeks, Natalie's behavior changed. She went to tennis often, came home later, and her mood brightened. She started showering me with warmth. One night, she teased me with a sultry glance. "Joseph, how about we make tonight special?" Her eyes were alluring, and I was both surprised and drawn in. In bed, we surrendered to each other. Her touch was different from before. She wrapped her arms around my neck and whispered, "I missed you, Joseph." Her body was hot and passionate. As she moved atop me, I noticed new moves and a bold confidence I hadn't seen before. I was swept away by her sweat-slicked skin and ragged breaths blending in the heat. But a question stuck with me. Has Natalie been with someone else? The next day, I met Emma at the club. She looked like she was having a blast, her smirk teasing. "Joseph, Natalie seemed to be enjoying herself yesterday." Her words solidified my fears, my stomach sinking. Natalie had become part of the group. A month later, we hosted a special party at our house. It was billed as a friendly gathering for the tennis club members and their husbands, but it was really a tacit acceptance, sealed with clinking glasses, of the partner swapping arrangement. Natalie seemed fully aware. She dove into preparing the party and seemed drawn to Jake's easy charm. Over that month, our marriage transformed. Sharing each other with others oddly rekindled our closeness, like rediscovering an old friend. We talked more, and our affection revived. As the party began, it started with casual conversation, but as drinks flowed, true desires surfaced, fueled by wine and whispers. Jake put his arm around Natalie's shoulder, and Sophia's husband, Ethan, gazed at her intensely. Emma sat beside me and whispered, "Tonight's the true start of our new chapter, Joseph. Ready?" I gave a small nod. Fear melted into anticipation, my curiosity outweighing doubt for this new life. Late into the night, the party hit its stride, laughter and music filling the air. Members paired off with each other's spouses and slipped away to rooms. I spent a heated night with Emma and Sophia. Emma's soft skin and Sophia's bold touch awakened every fiber of my being. We gave in to each other, savoring freedom from the mundane. The next morning, the house was quiet. Natalie was in the kitchen, brewing coffee with a smile. I summoned the courage, my voice hesitant, to ask, "Natalie, what did you think of last night?" She thought for a moment, then said, "Joseph, I was shocked at first, but I feel like I've rediscovered myself. I feel attractive as a woman again." Her eyes shone with heartfelt truth. I smiled and asked, "No regrets?" She laughed. "None. What about you? I want you to be happy too." I nodded. "No regrets. I feel closer to you than ever." It was extraordinary, yet deeply ours, but this experience forged a renewed bond, rooted in trust, between us. Months later, our lives have completely changed. We regularly meet with the club members, spending time with each other's spouses. It's more than physical, it's a deep connection. I've grown tight, sharing laughs over late-night drinks with Jake, and my relationships with Emma and Sophia continue. On the surface, we're a normal couple, but we share a unique secret that infuses our days with a thrilling edge. On the tennis courts, members exchange glances, their eyes alight with unspoken secrets, sharing a bond others wouldn't get. This small tennis club has sparked such a transformation. It may be uniquely our own, but we're all content with our choice. Natalie and I are closer than ever, rediscovering each other's hearts. We acknowledge and respect each other's new facets. This unique swapping arrangement, embraced by Natalie's newfound confidence, may have healed our marriage. Standing on the clubhouse balcony, overlooking the courts, Emma's words echo in my mind, a quiet truth. Life is unpredictable. What matters is the courage to dive into the unknown. She was right. 6 months ago, I never could have imagined, reflecting on our old city life, this life. Who could have guessed a rural tennis club would lead to such a shift? In the distance, Natalie swings her racket, her laughter full of life, laughing and waving at me. I smile and walk toward the court. This is the path we've chosen. It may be different, but if it brings us both a joy we thought we'd lost, isn't that enough?